The gaming industry is a huge mess right now. Studios get shut down left and right, employees get laid off like it's nothing, like it's the most normal thing in the world. It's upsetting, but also it's really unfair. I want to state up front that I don't think anything should necessarily be done about what I'm about to say, but I do think it's important to share this anyway, maybe to start a discussion. Bethesda, the studio behind some of the most popular games ever made. The Elder Scrolls Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, not Fallout New Vegas, Skyrim, Fallout 76, Starfield, and let's not forget, Skyrim. Bethesda is at the top of the industry. They make the same kinds of games somewhat consistently, and people eat them up like the addicted gamers they are. But why? Well, honestly, because people just love the worlds and the gameplay those worlds allow. Lots of freedom, lots to explore, and lots to ruin. Fans of one Bethesda game will most likely enjoy every other Bethesda game as well. They're usually the same kind of game, just in a different world. Obviously, that's not entirely true, but this isn't a video about analyzing what makes every Bethesda game so unique and special. I want to switch to Hi-Fi Rush real quick. An adorable looking rhythm action beat 'em up created by Tango Gameworks. It is super satisfying to play and was instantly loved by millions of people all over the world. And then there's Ghostwire Tokyo, another game by Tango Gameworks. A first-person action game with horror elements and incredible looking magic. And that game was also instantly loved, even if it wasn't the best game ever made. What do these games have in common? Well, they were both published by Bethesda. The studio that makes the Fallout games and the 17 Skyrim remakes also publishes other games. And guess what? Tango Gameworks got shut down. After over 10 years of making beloved games, they got shut down. For what? Not for making bad games. Not for making unprofitable games. So, for what? I don't pretend to know the actual reason for this, but I'd assume it comes down to money, as all things do. I also don't think that Bethesda is responsible, but rather the company above that, Xbox. But man, does it bother me. Especially because, like I said, these games were loved. They were solid games, solid experiences that people loved, and they sold well. You know what are not solid games, solid experiences? A lot of the games Bethesda makes or has made. I know people love their games, and I don't want to take that away from them because that wouldn't be fair either, but you can't deny that it's weird. Bethesda is notorious for creating outdated looking and awfully buggy games. Fallout 76 was a joke on launch. Sure, it has improved tremendously, but it was an absolute disaster on release day. People despised it. And Starfield, a disappointing mess. I'm going to be honest here, most Bethesda games are mediocre at best. And at launch, they're nowhere close to being mediocre. Heck, the best Fallout game wasn't even made by Bethesda. Bethesda is the prime example of the thing I've talked about before on the channel. Release now, fix later. But when you're known for having the most outdated game engine and creating the most buggy game experiences, how are you still making games? How are perfectly fine, profitable, and loved games getting their studios shut down when a studio like Bethesda can release disappointment after disappointment for years to come without any repercussions? I don't particularly care for Bethesda games, but that's not the motivation behind my opinion here. I play a little Skyrim once every few years and get reminded that I don't really like medieval fantasy, or I boot up Fallout 4 and uninstall it again after a single mission. I don't hate them, but I just don't care too much about them. But I do care about original ideas. I do care about innovation, and I do care about games making a difference one way or another. Studios that get shut down because they're nothing but an ant in the hierarchy that is the gaming industry, while the king and the favorite child of Xbox gets to sit at the top of the mountain, pointing and laughing while being pretty much worthless themselves, that annoys me. So yeah, Bethesda should keep making games. They should improve their engine and create cool new stories for those that love their IPs. But if they can keep releasing games at the quality that they're known for, good studios with good games that aren't broken should be allowed to continue existing as well. Anyway, thanks for watching, play Hi-Fi Rush, subscribe, see you next time.